All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. It is Monday, January 25th, 2021. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Let's talk market, shall we? All right, Dow futures are down 125 points, down 0.40%. NASDAQ is the big leader on the board, nearly 1%, 13,484 ahead of earnings. S&P futures up now green. They were up earlier this morning, 38.38 now. Russell 2000 futures are down about 7 points, 0.36%. Bitcoin futures, nice bounce, 34,650. Big resistance on Bitcoin is 35,000. Nice bounce on Bitcoin, which we were expecting on crypto too, because Ethereum hit all-time highs last night. We have some riot calls for the Signal members. We were expecting Bitcoin to bounce, and it did. Looks good. Crude futures are basically flat, 52.28 a barrel. Gold futures, 1865, up about 0.5%. Silver futures, 0.84%, 25.77. And the VIX is up 6%, 23.25. Funny. And the dollar is slightly green, 0.04%. Interesting enough. All right, let's take a look at some pre-market movers since everyone wants to know what's happening. Express up 112%. AMC up 38%. BlackBerry up 41%. We had the September calls, the 10 strike on BlackBerry. We made some money on it, obviously, but man, that thing is on the move. G.A.R Capital up 16%, 2602. GameStop up 55%. And Sundial Growers down 2.87%. On the Dow, Apple is up 2.78% ahead of earnings. Microsoft up 1.30% ahead of earnings. Boeing is down 1.14%. We put a chart up. You could take a look at that on Instagram. Johnson & Johnson up 1%. S&P futures, S&P movers, Ford is down 0.87%. Carnival down nearly 2%. AMD up 1.5%. American Airlines down 1.71%. Microsoft up 1.3%. Intel down down about 0.5%. Tesla up 0.87%. Intel down 0.5%. Like we said, Baidu up 2.77%. JD.com up 4.5%. Some movers there. And I think that's basically the big boys that we really wanted to watch. And XP is up nearly 3% as well. Regeneron up 3.5%. And that's about it. Salesforce up, 1% currently. The banks are down 1.22% on Goldman Sachs. JP Morgan down 0.76%. So tech is leading the clubhouse now. What I have open right now, I have some NIO calls open that's in the money. I have Ride open, and I have some IWM calls open. That's what we have currently for the team. So pretty good stuff so far. We should be able to get Riot. We should be able to get NIO this morning. IWM we have the rest of the week. So now everyone's probably asking me, Carlos, what's up with these short squeezes? What's up? What's going on out there? Should we be trading GME, BlackBerry, Express, and all these names? Okay, so Friday was pretty wild. There was a lot of volume on GME and everything like that. And me, just to test and see, I actually bought puts on GME. Went very light on it. Again, I wanted to see if we could get that fall back down. But again, you can't fight Wall Street bets. You can't fight the Redditors out there, and they're coming for blood. Those guys are buying. They seem to be, just kind of collectively working together, which is totally fine. I mean, it's not even illegal or anything like that. You would think how Wall Street bets and Reddit and these subredditors, how they work. I mean, they're basically doing what hedge funds did years ago, was just basically getting a collective of people. And I can't say pump and dump because it's not dumping, but they're working on, like, if someone goes short on something, they see a stock that has a high short interest, meaning a lot of people are short the name, like a Tesla, for example, GME, for example, Express, for example. So they see a stock with a high short float, and then what do? They buy it. They start buying calls against it, and they start buying the stock, and then they drive it up. And then what happens? It creates this tailspin of these short sellers that have to buy to close. And then again, it goes to the moon. Does it always work? No, of course not. Again, this is just happening now. But this is what hedge funds used to do, guys. So again, I'll explain it more on the podcast. But again, if you plan to trade these names, you just got to be extremely careful. Again, I don't mind if you guys want to trade GME, BlackBerry, Express, or any of these names. Again, big rotation into these names too. So again, if you do, just manage your position sizing, manage your risk, and then you go watch the volume and see how it goes. Again, if there's volume there, if it makes sense to you, fine. Just I don't want any of you guys going all in on anything because Someone on Reddit said so. Just be careful. It's your money. You know, again, you worked hard for your money. Just be very careful. That's all I ask. Just be prudent when you do your things. Again, it's not a casino. I don't want it to be where you're all in on something. That's not how it works, and you can lose really quick. The market can just flip on you, and GME could fall or Express could fall right at the bell. So again, just take your time. If there's something out there, there's some volume, and you see it, go ahead and buy and go for it. If it matches what you're trying to do, if it matches your risk profile, go for it. I'm not going to be here and be a wet blanket and say don't do it. No, of course. If it's there, maybe we see something, we may trade it as well. So again, just be careful at the end of the day. I wouldn't buy the stocks, but the trade options, fine. That's okay. I think we can live with trading options because again, your risk is capped. So again, even if you bought a call or you bought a put, remember, the max you can lose is the contract value. But if you're shorting a stock or you're buying a stock, you could lose it all. And there's margin involved. You don't want all that. Big problems there. Okay. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning. UAL by the dip. I don't like UAL, to be honest with you. I like DAL and LUV, which is Southwest. So again, if you were really about this airline and you really like United Airlines, excuse me, then yeah, I mean, here's your support level, right around 41. If you really want to get into it, I don't like the stock personally. I wouldn't put my money in it, but again, that's just my call. AMD 100 calls. Remember, they do report this week, so I would actually stay away from AMD. To be honest with you, it is still hovering at that 100% fib retracement level, which is the previous all-time highs. I would skip it. Thoughts on Beyond? Another one of those short floats. Again, this would happen about last year. It's looking very nice. Look for that 142.36 level. I would wait for that high of 144.78. Kind of have a triple top here, quad top to say the least, and there's no such thing as a quad top, to be honest with you. So it looks like it does want to break. So let's go ahead and place an alert around 142.37. If it does break that fib, then I would say to maybe look at some calls. And it looks like it's going to break too. Facebook had the same setup too. Apple calls. Apple calls we had last week. We have a runner open. It's a breakout. It's ahead of earnings. Again, I placed a chart on our Instagram page. So you can take a look on our Instagram page. I talked about Apple. It's breaking out beautifully across the board. So, I mean, I'm bullish on their earnings, of course. So again, if you could start taking a look at maybe the 145s, 146s, the premiums may be a little higher. But another proxy you can do, maybe if Apple's too expensive, is QQQ calls. Take a look at those. Good morning, Carlos. Thoughts on Tesla breaking 860? Love Tesla. Love it. It's at 854 right now. Again, you're pretty much consolidating right here. It's gonna get tighter on the range. You're either gonna get a breakout big time or a breakdown big time. So again, it really depends on you. I say breakout. Again, set of earnings. It's an expensive name. I would not trade the options, especially on earnings. It's just too expensive. The 900 calls or 900 level seems to be my target for the week. I do own the stock. Why is GameStop BB going up so big? Again, I talked about it. It's Wall Street bets. It's the Redditors. It's what they're basically attacking the short sellers by buying the stock and buying derivatives, which are call options. And then again, this brings the stock up. So again, I'm going to break it down a little more in the podcast when I do it. But basically, it's just headhunting for shorts. And it's pretty cool to see. Do you think Xiaomi is by the dip because the government? We should skip it. I'm assuming that's a Chinese name. The only Chinese names I own are NIO and Baba. So I can't really recommend, especially a penny stock. So I'd skip it. Entry level for snap calls. There's really not an entry level here. You'd have to wait for that break of 57.39. LAC, good morning. I don't know much about this name, but looking at the chart, 28.75 for calls. For a breakdown, it'd be 20.70 on your 200-day. WKHS break. Not much there, to be honest with you. 24.61. I mean, you do need 24.41, which is your 200-day, and then you can have that conversation. C Love. Never heard of this name either, and there's nothing on the chart to play. Jimmy BB to the moon. That's all you need to know. Artistic. Crazy Nancy to bullish. Microsoft calls. Microsoft calls looking great. Again, ahead of earnings. When it comes to their earnings, they don't really move much. Not a lot of volatility. You're talking about maybe 1%, if that. So again, I think with Microsoft, you can watch it. But for the most part, I think just stay invested in it. Don't expect a lot of volatility in it. What about MU, CRM? MU's looking solid, but again, still needs 87.25, which is the recent highs. CRM is a nice name and looks like it does want to break this level, 233.35. I would wait for 230.228, which is the last settlement candle, the highest settlement candle on the board. wait for that, and that'll be a nice retrace of the fall from a couple of weeks ago. And then maybe you can go for some calls, maybe track 244. Why didn't Rodgers go for the TD with 3 minutes left? I don't understand that. That was on the coach. That was done. Let's see, thoughts on Zanga calls today. We had some unusual options activity that we sent out to our team on Zanga. So Zanga, we had let me see, which one are they? We had the Zanga, I sent it out. It was a 12 calls for April 16. So looking pretty good here. I mean, we were up higher at $11.40, but let's see how it goes. Thoughts on AMC BBB? I mean, again, guys, just be careful. That's all I got to say. If you're going to trade this name, just be careful. Make sure you have your proper risk management. Again, I don't want you guys going all in on anything because some guy on Reddit said so. Just be careful. You know your risk, you know your tolerance, you know your portfolio. You're responsible for you. So just be very careful. Thoughts on Amazon? I'd like to see a bull flag. Amazon is looking fine, 33.50. If it gets that break, then it'll be a double top break. The problem is that it's extremely expensive. So I would skip it on options, but I own the stock, so I'm happy to see this. JD's actually on the move. Look at that, nice gap up. We could get this gap fill here, so be very careful if we get a gap down, but it's a breakout. Let's see if we do break 100 on JD. Maybe worth a scalp. Let's see. So let's go ahead and put an alert at 100 together. And if it does break, then I will definitely take a look at it. Just quick housekeeping note, Wednesday will be our live trading session to celebrate 100,000 Instagram followers with me. That'll be at 9:30 Eastern on Wednesday. So be fun to do. So get your paper, pens out, and we're going to have some fun, guys. It'll be about an hour-long video. And again, it'll be available to all. It's free for all. And then, of course, it's recorded. It'll be on YouTube. So be fun to watch. And we're going to go ahead and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to check in with my team. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. GARCapitalFX.com. Let's have a great week. I'm expecting a great week this week. And I know you guys are going to do some great things. So I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Cheers, guys.